welcome back to another video. Today I have here the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Kung Lao. Now this guy looks so cool. I had to get him. You already know I'm a Mortal Kombat fan, so you'll definitely be seeing a whole bunch of Mortal Kombat reviews. So let's just go ahead and start jumping into it. So from the front of the box, you can see what he comes with, you know, all his accessories right here, the figure itself, a cool nice picture right here of Kung Lao with his hat down. On the side you get another shot of him, but this time it's the action figure. On the back you have different poses, accessories, and all that good stuff, and a nice description of Kung Lao. You can go ahead and pause now to read. Then on the other side, it's just a continuation of the front, with his name at the top on both sides, and nothing much on the bottom, just warnings and labels. So besides that, there's not much to talk about with the box, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And here we have Kung Lao out of the box and ready for display and review. So as always, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Starting at the bottom, we have some nice boots of his with some guards right here. Very nice, very clean. The paintwork on this figure is amazing. The detail and sculpting for his pants to make it look baggy like a monk's is just awesome. Look at that. Then you got some nice muscles right here, very big ones, very nice, and a very good colorful skin tone kind of paint. Now I know on the camera he looks a little off colored, but in person he definitely looks so much better. Then you have this nice cool kind of shirt, not sure what it is, I think it might be a robe with a very awesome symbol on there of his. Then his face right here, let's go ahead and get a close-up, is very well detailed. It looks amazing. You can even see the gloss inside of his eyes. So cool, so nice. Even the little bits of detail inside of the ear is awesome. Now mine does have a little bit of mispaint here, some black there, some black there, but hey, that's alright. The hair flow is amazing too. Again, mine has a bit of mispaint, but the flow of the hair is just amazing. The way it's sculpted and painted is phenomenal. So besides that, again, there's not much to talk about the figure. It looks awesome, he looks great, but you will know what makes him look even better is the accessories. So let's go ahead and bring those out. And here we have all of his accessories, and he comes with a good amount of accessories. Not a lot, but an okay amount. So let's just go ahead and get into it. We have his hat right here that goes onto his head. It looks super awesome. You have that silver paint around to show it is a razor sharp metal hat. This is what it looks like on the inside. You have his nice chin strap right here that goes around his head. And I'll show you guys what that looks like on the head sculpts once we get into that later. But this is super, super cool. Then we have two different heads. We have his alternate head to where he's grinning, making an angry face. Now his teeth for mine seem like a bluish kind of color, maybe silver, which is kind of weird to me. But hey, it looks cool, it looks nice. There's not that much paint defects with mine, so that's a lot better to see than on the default head. So super, super cool. Now, as we already went over in the previous clip, we talked about the default head just a little bit. So it, again, looks amazing, very awesome, almost like the alternate head, just not the grinning blue teeth or silver teeth. Super cool, super nice. Now for his other hat accessory, we have him throwing his hat, and there's a specific hand you would use for this. And it is super cool, super nice. It looks like he just tossed it just like out of the video game. Very, very awesome. Now, don't even think about trying to put this on his head. You can, probably, but I don't think I will. Now, with that, you also have a blood trail for the accessory, which is very nice. And I'll go ahead and show you guys how to put that on later in the video. and it's very nice. It's a nice transparent, glossy kind of red paint. So that is very, very cool. Another cool thing is his rabbit. For when he does a friendship, he pulls a rabbit out of his hat, which there is a certain hand you would use for this rabbit. Now he looks cute and adorable. Look at this guy. He got his red beady eyes. So cute, so nice. Now he has 5 alternate hands. You have his default hands, which are his fist right here. These fists are already on the figure whenever you take them out of the box, and they look nice. You can definitely tell and see the veins on these fists. Very, very nice, very cool. Then you have a open hand right here. Now this hand is for the throwing effect right here. So you would use this to put into that. I'm glad they came with 2 so that you can do different sides, you know, one going this way or one going this way, instead of just having one specific hand only for it. So that is very nice and thoughtful of them. You can definitely see the detail in the fingers. They gave them fingernails and little creases in the fingers as well to show where they bend. So that is awesome. Besides on the thumbs, which is kind of strange. Oh, well, this one has a little bit of a thumbnail. Now for this one, you have his rabbit pulling one. Yes, that's right. This one is to hold the rabbit by the ears. So you can also use this one for any other type of pose that you want him in, you know, maybe like a reptile kind of pose like that. But this hand looks good as well. You can definitely tell they put some good amount of detail in there whenever they were going over the veins and the creases in the knuckles as well as the fingernails. Another hand accessory is a open, kind of relaxed-ish hand, like he's getting ready to fight someone. Now again, with the detail, there is a good amount of detail in these hands, so that is great to see. And last, we have a open kind of clawing hand. Just like every other Mortal Kombat character, he has these hands, so they look pretty good. Alright, almost kind of like clay-like, but still very, very cool. I know right now the light definitely doesn't do him justice and makes his skin look a little bit like a clay color, but in person he definitely looks so much better. The skin tone is definitely there and he does not look orange. But besides that, let's just go ahead and show you guys what these accessories look like on the figure. And here we have Kung Lao right here, ready to put on some accessories. So starting off, we'll go ahead and start with his cool razor blade hat. So for this one, all you have to do is put his face facing this way towards the chin strap right here. So let me go ahead and show you all how that looks. All you have to do is slide it onto his chin first, and then push the hat on top. And just like that, you have him with his hat, and he looks super cool. Very awesome. And of course you can have his head leaning down a bit to give that effect to where his eyes aren't showing and just his mouth, which looks really awesome. I like this look right here. I might even have him on display just like this. So besides that, let's go ahead and show you guys what the alternate head looks like on him. And here's the alternate head on him. So all you have to do, same thing, just like the other head, pop that chin strap right onto the chin and over the head. And there you go. There he is with his razor hat on, different head. And same thing, you could put his hat down just a little bit to cover up those eyes and show those grinning teeth of his. Very nice and very cool. Now besides that, let's just go ahead and show y'all what all his other hand accessories look like on him. And here we have Kung Lao with his karate chopping hands or hat holding hands. Now these hands are very nice and they look great on the figure. Very great for whenever he's in kind of like an idle pose. Now for whenever you are putting his throwing hat on, so what you could do is take off his hat right here, and we'll go ahead and grab the hat accessory right here. So for this one, all you have to do is just slide it right into that slot right there. And it'll go just like this. Go ahead and show you. Super easy, super nice. You can have him throwing it up. Oh, there it goes. You can have him throwing it up. Let me go ahead and get him in a cool pose for y'all. Just like that. You can have him throwing up the hat accessory over to the side, over to somebody. Just like that. Or maybe you can have him throwing it to the side, maybe of him. And it'll look just like that. Super cool, super nice. He just threw his hat. And of course he's not going to have his hat on whenever he's throwing his hat, so that's why I took it off of him. And you can also have him hold his other hat, the one that he does wear, just like this as well. You can have him maybe up close slicing another character. And for whenever you want to give that little blood effect of him cutting someone with his razor sharp hat, what you can do is add on the blood effect to the hat, just like that. And it looks like he's cutting someone. So let me go ahead and bring in just a random figure to show that. We'll go ahead and get the closest one, which is the Green Goblin. Yeah, I know he's not in Mortal Kombat, but he's right there. So you can go ahead and have like that to where he just sliced up onto somebody. So very cool, very nice. I enjoy this accessory right here. I always enjoy the blood effect accessories. So look at that. Very nice. Now let's go ahead and show you guys what his other alternate hands look like. And here he is with his holding hands. And for these hands, you would get the rabbit for this. So what you can do is go ahead and slide the rabbit up through the bottom and just have him hold it by the ears. And all you have to do is just have him like that. Now he is a bit loose because these hands aren't very closed or very tight around the rabbit's ears. So maybe if you want, you can have the rabbit's like head in there like that. If you prefer that, that's totally up to you. I think it holds the rabbit better whenever his head's in there. And of course, if you want him pulling the rabbit out of the hat, you would go ahead and use the hat holding hands for him to hold the hat right underneath the rabbit. But besides that, these hands are very cool. I like that they added this, and of course I also enjoy that they added alternate hand too for it, so that you can have it on the other side as well. And it's the same thing on the other side. You just slide it up from the top, and there you go. Now he's about to throw this rabbit at you. Super cool. Now let's go ahead and show you the other hands. And here we have Kung Lao with his kind of like open, spread out hands, getting ready to fight. Maybe he's lifting up a knee like that and is getting his balance in, you know. Very cool, very nice. And honestly, I like these hands. They're not that bad. Of course, it seems like every other Mortal Kombat character has these types of hands, so it's really nothing new. Now besides that, let's go ahead and get into the last pair of hands. And here are the last pair of hands, which are more of like a claw type of fighting pose. Now almost every Mortal Kombat character has a set of these hands, so it's really nothing new for this character, which I honestly don't mind. I'm glad every character is at least getting the same amount of hands, and I do wish we could get more type of fighting hands or alternate hands that are specific for the characters. But hey, I can't complain. These hands look great regardless, and they match the character very well too, for how he's in a monk kind of fighting style since he was trained by the monks. Now besides that, with all the accessories out of the way, let's just go ahead and get into the figure's articulation. And here we have Kung Lao with no accessories besides his hat, of course, because you can't have Kung Lao without his hat, ready to talk about articulation. As always, we'll start from bottom and go to the top. So starting at the bottom, we have our nice toe pivots right here. We got some nice toe joints. They can go up about that much. Mine are pretty stiff for my figure, but these can go up a good amount. Of course, they can't go down. They only go down to a flat foot. We got a nice ankle swivel here. It can go in about that much. And of course, it can go out the other way. Very nice, very nice. It can come up about that much, not really a whole lot due to the guard right here stopping the foot. And it can come back a very good amount, which is really nice, like if he's just coming out of his hat. So that's very awesome, very cool to see. Now for the ankles right here, we can get a nice little swivel at the bottom where the boots are. So I find that very cool. So of course you have a nice little swivel right there. Then you have double jointed knees, and they come up about almost to a butt kick. And if you reach further back for the thigh, they can definitely hit that butt kick. So that is very nice. The thighs can move out all the way to about that far, which is a high kick. That is a very high kick, definitely more than 90 degrees right there. And of course, same thing with the other leg. Can definitely go way more than 90 degrees. He does come out to a split about almost, I would say, almost a full split. Let's see if we can get this leg to come up a little bit more. There we go. He can almost come out to a full split. I say this is a decent amount. This is way more than I can do for sure. So this is a really good amount of split right there. His thigh can come back all the way. About almost, yeah, I'd say that's about 90 degrees back. Same thing with the other leg. Come back about the same. Very nice, very cool. Now at the top we got a nice little swivel right here. And of course we have an ab crunch. He can go down about that much. And you can come back a good amount. Of course, the material right here prevents him from going even further, but I don't mind. I think that's a decent amount for a Mortal Kombat character, especially Kung Lao, to go back. He has some nice joints up here. We got a cool butterfly joint. Of course, he can reach up about that much, which is a fairly good amount. That's a really good amount. A lot better than some other figures out there for sure that are restricted. So that is great. You got that nice butterfly joint, so we can go all the way around and back. Go back about that much. Go forward. You got them double jointed elbows. You got a wrist swivel right here, and it can bend out and in. Oh, there goes the hand, but you can definitely see the peg can move down and up for sure. And I'm pretty sure if you were to twist the peg, it can go also down and up that way as well. Besides that, we also got a bicep swivel right here. So if you can move the bicep that much, which is very nice. Same thing for the other arm. You got them double jointed elbows right here. Swivel right here. And a bend at the wrist. And bicep swivel. Very nice. Very nice. So at the neck, we have a nice cool head tilt towards the left, just a little bit, not too much. And of course, to the right, a fair amount. We can look up a good amount. If we push his neck back, we can look up about that much. And if we push his neck forward, we can look down all the way, which is very nice. You can definitely see his toes when he looks down. So for articulation, I'd say he has a very good amount of articulation. He doesn't have that much rubber or cloth around him that kind of restricts him. It's only the chest portion right here. But even then, it still doesn't restrict him from getting that nice ab crunch and back crunch whatsoever. So I'd say for articulation, it's definitely a 10 out of 10. Now, besides that, let's just go ahead and get into some size and comparison with some other Mortal Kombat characters. And here we have the 2020 Scorpion Limited Edition standing next to Kung Lao, and he looks pretty good. I think Scorpion's just a bit taller, but by the hat, Kung Lao's taller. But without the hat, let's go ahead and see who's definitely taller. And, it's Kung Lao by the hair. Wow, that is very interesting. Let's go ahead and put his hat back on. So, Kung Lao is just a tad bit taller, which I don't mind. You can definitely tell their muscles are different for sure. So if we go ahead and get a comparison, we can see that his muscle pops out just a bit more, and there's a bit more detail in his shoulder right here than Kung Lao's. So you can definitely tell that some of the body sculpts are a bit of the same, like right here, they're about the same, but there is a different amount of sculpting work in it. So you can tell that it is getting better for Storm Collectibles when making these figures. But besides that, whenever they're side by side, I think they look great. You know, this is the newer Scorpion, and we can compare the older Scorpion as well with this one. But I think he looks fantastic right next to Kung Lao. But besides that, let's just go ahead and get another comparison in here. And here we have Kung Lao standing next to the champion Goro. Now, if you don't know the Mortal Kombat lore, Goro ends up just annihilating and ending Kung Lao's life here. So seeing how Goro is definitely taller than Kung Lao, I am so glad that that is true. Now, of course, you don't want Kung Lao to be all the way to his thigh, but he is a decent amount of height compared to Goro. Now for Goro, I definitely had to scoot back a bit just to get him into frame because this guy is tall. So he looks great compared to Goro. And of course, if Goro was to lift him up, he'd be about right here, eye to eye. Do that fatality and rip off his arms and go for the head next. But besides that, Kung Lao looks amazing standing next to Goro, and of course Goro looks great too. Also, let me know if you guys want me to do a review on this guy, because I have no problem doing a review on Goro. Just let me know down in the comments, and I'll definitely do a review on him. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into our last Mortal Kombat comparison. And here we have Kung Lao standing next to 4 out of the 7 ninjas. Now, these guys look awesome standing next to him. Definitely in the right height range, so they are a bit shorter than Kung Lao, since these are the classic ninjas based off the Scorpion and Sub-Zero models from back then. So I'm glad they stayed around close to the same height. Of course, they all are amazing, and they are definitely all very close to height. Oh, there goes Ermac a little bit, falling back. But yes, they are roughly about almost the same height whenever it comes down to Kung Lao. Of course, he is taller than all 4 of them, which I definitely don't mind. But besides that, I think we can go ahead and get into a few more comparisons. And here he is next to the Mezco Snake Eyes and Mezco Green Goblin. And of course, the Mezcos are just a tad bit shorter, because Mezcos are closer to the Marvel Legends range. And oops, he is definitely taller than them for sure, which I obviously don't mind, because I'm not going to have my Mezcos with my Storm Collectibles. I'm just going to keep my Storm Collectible Mortal Kombat with my Mortal Kombat. But besides that, if you do want to have your Mezco figures next to them, by all means, this is what they look like. Of course, he's going to be definitely taller than them. So let's just go ahead and get into our last comparison. And here we have the MK11 Liu Kang standing next to Mortal Kombat's Kung Lao from Storm Collectibles. Now this is the McFarlane MK11 Liu Kang, and I really wish they made a Kung Lao to go with him, but sadly they didn't. Now, they are roughly almost the same height. My Liu Kang seems to be almost on his tippy toes, but he is definitely taller than Kung Lao here, which I think is fair enough, you know? I think Liu Kang is supposed to be shorter than Kung Lao, but I'm okay with this height. Now, I know Storm Collectibles made a new Liu Kang figure with the dragon, and I plan on getting that. So stay tuned for that, and you'll see the comparison between Kung Lao and Liu Kang from Storm Collectibles. But besides that, your McFarlane figures seem like they might be just a tad bit taller, especially your Liu Kang here, if you don't plan on getting the Storm Collectibles one. He is definitely just a bit taller. But if you don't mind that, then I think you should be fine with this. I'm okay with it. I don't really plan, on having them on the same kind of display, but in the same area at least. But besides that, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It tells me that I'm doing a good job and giving the right things to y'all. Now, if there's anything you guys want me to review, or if there's anything I can do better in my reviews, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to get that done for y'all. But besides that, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.